Check, check, check. Yo, yo, yo. What's up? Pick Central, Friday edition, June 23rd. Joined by Marty Mush, Chris Clemmer. Rainy, kind of overcast in New York City. But you know what is bright and sunny is the Barstool Sportsbook, which this show is presenting. Barstool Sportsbook hit parade last night, hit 3-1. You can get strikeout props. You can get could have hit on the draft last night in certain states. Things are firing. We're going to have Summer League coming up. There's always random events. You got golf. You could get division odds. You could have got the Reds at 17-1 like I did. You can still get the Orioles at probably like, I think floating around. So you know what? Let's pull that up. What are the Orioles at? We'll show you right on the screen. Division winners.
Say it again. What do you want?
Orioles, 12-1. Barstool Sportsbook. Orioles still at 12-1. So that netted really nothing in that Tampa Bay series, but I think they can kind of fuck around. So get to the Barstool Sportsbook. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. NBA draft dominated the headlines last night. Where do you sit?
Wow, we got him?
Yeah, you know what, Marty, you take the thing because
Let's
I got
go.
this in front of me.
Just tell me let's put the number up when we had a chance. We're taking callers today.
Was it still like kind of an underwhelming NBA draft?
One of the most, I feel.
Knowing that Wemby was going 1, this G League, the G League guys being at the top of the boards, a guy from France going 7. I don't know. I just think I guess I don't want to sound old, but I think having grown up on, you knew this guy from UCLA and you knew this guy.
Oh, I like that. Like obviously we knew Wemby was going 1. We knew Brandon Miller and Scoot were going 2, 3. And then after that, it's like overtime people, and it's like no one watches overtime games. No one watches the G League games, and it does suck kind of. I know it's good for the players, should go. They can get paid and do that, but like, I don't know. I like when I know the players who the fuck's getting drafted right away. Obviously, you hear these guys, but I don't know. It's kind of boring.
Overtime Elite is what? That's not the G League?
No, it's
like a high school alternative.
Yeah, and
academy thing.
There's a bunch of guys that got drafted from that too. Like, it's not just the G League. It's confusing as shit.
Yeah, it's.
Has the NBA screwed this up with like having it be, it was 1 and out?
Well, yeah, I think it's.
And now people finding alternative ways.
I said it all the time. I do think that there should be like a class action lawsuit that it's illegal
to not
have them wait a year. I kind of think they'll never win, but if you come out of high school in fucking Woburn, Massachusetts, and you don't want to go to college and you want to be a plumber, there's nothing that prohibits you from that. You want to go do this, you want to drive Uber, you could do whatever you want. Now I get it, they're a league and they have their own rules, but to prevent a kid from going, I just find kind of bullshit in a country where you make your own dreams, do whatever you want, and like.
But some businesses you have to have a college degree to get hired.
But also, they're not like telling you have to go to college. Now there is those alternative things.
I know, but the fact that they have to wait a year and anything can happen in that year, I find to be kind of problematic. Like, just
what about fucking college football, dude? College football's still 2 years, and baseball's 3 years.
I think that's a problem as well. Well, NFL's still 3.
Baseball, you can come out after high school, though.
Right. Yeah, baseball, you come out after high school.
It is kind of bullshit. The league is saying we're putting the best on the court. And if they're holding a guy back that should be in the NBA, then the NBA is not putting the best on the court.
I don't hate the year. I like the year because that makes these kids go to college where I get to watch them 1 year in college. That's what I like. But I understand that. I agree. I do think that if you're that good and you think you can go straight to the NBA, you should, like LeBron and
Kobe
and like a bunch of these other guys. But like even like Michael Jordan, getting him at UNC, like there you see Jason Tatum at Duke, you saw Zion at Duke. Like it's the most games we've seen Zion ever play was at Duke. Like,
right.
I don't know. I like that shit, but I also do agree with you. You should be able to just go.
What do you think of maybe instituting a college baseball type rule where if you go to college, you can go out of high school, but if you go to college, you got to go for 2 years?
I would like that. Yes.
Would anyone go to college then?
Yes. You have some people just aren't good enough yet. Like a lot.
Yeah,
of
I think if you look at
maybe.
No, I don't know. But the college experience is still better than whatever the hell these kids are doing in this overtime elite thing and the G League. 100%.
But obviously, it's
college
also
experience, like same thing. Like with Bronny's kid, like I'm gonna go live at USC. I'm gonna make a lot of money in NIL. I'm gonna live on campus. I'm gonna have great visuals.
NIL is happening.
Like
NIL's helping, but also last night showed that this overtime elite and fucking G League's also working. You know?
Yeah.
It gave them,
the NBA draft has always been on potential. They'd rather take a guy with potential than actual productivity as well. That's kind of always been the thing.
Yesterday, you gave the G League and this overtime league legitimacy. You're going to see more people go that route now because now it's proven it can work.
But also, and then there's devil's advocate like Brandon Miller. Like, he wasn't a top guy. He was a very high recruit, but he also
9,
yeah 9. But then he dominated the fucking college last year, and then he was number 2 pick now. So like both of it works. I don't know. It's confusing, both of it. It really is. I don't know if I really like the overtime thing.
It's confusing to make it that. I think that's where it is. It's confusing.
Yep. Wait, before everyone call 888-STOOL-22 888-786-6522. Whatever questions you have, we'll take some calls throughout the show.
Wembanyama's workout plan is to eat a shit ton of breakfast tacos in San Antonio. I don't know. Sometimes I think these headlines are made up.
He said something along those lines yesterday.
Okay,
like that he's gonna.
I think he does have to gain a little bit of weight. So obviously he stole this. You know, he's gonna be the main headline. He's massive. His handshake is like insane.
Clemmer's his. Did you see his quote? Someone told him to bulk up, and he goes, "Why would I bulk up? You skinny up."
That's right, skinny up. I like that.
And that's a Clemmer.
I love it. I want to get a jersey of this guy. This guy is my new favorite. He's finally the skinny guy is getting some respect. Like,
yeah.
It's weird though because he does look fluid when you watch the tape, but it's kind of like he's got spare parts. It's almost like it's not. It doesn't look like someone like that should be moving. It's still kind of like
I can relate to that.
A weird avatar that I'm watching.
Yes.
It's bizarre. I want to see him in the summer league. I want to see him compete against guys. How he gets bodied in different things.
Is there any worry it's gonna be like a Sean Bradley situation where this guy is just too skinny for the league?
Not because he could still play on the perimeter.
The game's different now too, right?
Yeah, he can definitely contribute that way. But yeah, it's he's just a massive human. It's just a wild visual.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how it goes because also like people are like he's injuries we don't know what's gonna happen, but like. There's so many skinny guys in the NBA that fucking kill it. Like KD is a skinny bastard.
Yep. KD, the criticism on him was, he couldn't bench press 185 pounds or 135 pounds. And I remember that being like, you just show me. Sometimes I want to be like, did you watch the games?
Yeah, I know.
He was the best scorer I've ever seen on Texas ever, or in college ever. I still think he's the most born to score guy, like ever. Natural scorer. It just looks fluid with him.
The bench press thing was a real thing. I mean, Odin went first. Like that was a huge thing at the time.
Oh yeah,
it was massive.
Also, what we don't know yet because honestly, there's 2 people that you can, and one is crazy, but like there's 2 people that you can kind of compare body types to of Wembanyama. One's Chet Holmgren, and he got hurt, hasn't played a single game yet, and then, bro, you know who like Bol and like. Mo Bamba are like 7'2", and like take that. But like, what's Wemby 7'5"?
I've heard everything from 7'2" to 7'5". It felt like, but yeah, I think he's 7'5".
I mean, yeah, we've never seen anything like it. I'm excited to see it, but you can't. We have no idea how he's gonna actually be. he seems like he's supposedly the French league is also really good as well, and he dominated that. So we'll see.
Brent. So then the other weird kind of thing, and it seems like this guy is going to get in some heat for it. Shams all of a sudden says there's a push for Scoot. So if you watch Brandon Miller's odds at 2, he started at plus 190, I think, Tuesday night, and then moves to like up to minus 500. And then I think it started to come back with Scoot. They were trying to push. It looks like this guy Shams is trying to push Scoot and people to kind of bet on Scoot that there's an action with Scoot. And then did he really have that info? Was he working in alternate with an ulterior motive? Very kind of hairy situation in terms of the way that went down.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I don't know. I don't think Shams had any ulterior motive. I think he was telling what his sources actually were, but I did see it this morning. The NBA draft with that shit was so confusing. And Evo, if you can help me with this one real quick. The Livingston shit, too. What was that? Was it Livingston? Yeah. What was that about? Where the agent stopped all his meetings with other teams and said he has a landing spot. He was the last pick in the draft. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. I saw there was like a report leading into the draft that he just stopped doing workouts too.
Canceled 7 workouts.
Yeah, he just stopped doing workouts. He'd already picked his team.
We already picked our team and are settled in the draft. He was the last pick.
So yeah, Rich Paul
Livingston.
Paul was just like calling
it was
people
Rich
up.
Paul.
Rich Paul was just calling people.
Are we
up,
sure this is the team he picked?
No.
We don't know that.
There's no way.
But the fact that
if he said he did, there's no way to believe that.
The guy was holding a 7-2 and got called on a bluff. I mean, that happens.
You can't cancel 7 of your.
Oh, I agree. His client should be pissed.
Yeah, there should be a lawsuit with that too.
That's malpractice.
Fuck yeah, exactly. Yeah. You advised me the wrong way. So then the Warriors you get to the rest. The Thompson brothers from Overtime Elite go back to back. Grady Dick goes to Toronto.
Grady Dick, by the way, fit of the night.
Yeah, so I've kind of come around on this. I think you can wear. I'm above getting mad about the outfits. Wear whatever you want. Like, you eventually are gonna look back in 20 years and I think be like, what the fuck was I thinking? But that's a you problem. Same with your wedding. Like, if I go to somebody's wedding, I'm like, you kind of look like an idiot. Your pictures forever. You know? I don't know. You want to go with an orange suit at your wedding? Like, all right, it's your pictures.
I was fine. I'm with you. I don't care what you wear. Like, it was an awful outfit.
It was tough.
He does not, he looks scary. He looks like he's about to go join the circus right there, like Circus du Soleil. Like, he just doesn't pull it off.
But he's a silly. So I watched the Pat Bev TikTok with all this stuff he's done. He's a silly kid, so I don't hate that. But I'm above getting. I'm not gonna get mad anymore.
No, I'm not mad, but that's just
your life.
You could just comment on that's a bad outfit.
It's not great.
I saw somebody say he looked like a Nickelodeon villain from the early 2000s.
Yeah, he does. He does.
He looks like I heard Vegas Vegas show thing like
Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah, like he's out. I think Bill Simmons said that.
You know what?
He's out.
That guy got drafted in the top 15 yesterday.
Yeah, no, he's a hell of a player.
Isn't he? He was a freshman last year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So he's young.
Yeah, but he's like 6.
Yeah, everyone
he's like either 6'6" or 6'7". Like he's really good. So then this is the other thing I had talking about Dick because I'll forget. I think he's great at what he does. JJ Redick's an unbelievable commentator. He's an unbelievable podcaster. And I don't think Grady Dick fits necessarily in this exact comp because he's 6'7" and he's a lot bigger. And Redick was what, 6'3"?
Yeah.
He was undersized, okay?
I'll bail you out, Rico. Pause.
What? What did I say?
Continue.
Oh.
Hey, what did he say?
Go ahead, give me the line.
You said you had one more thing to say about
Dick.
Yeah. It's Grady Dick.
I don't know. It's Friday.
That was Fat Joe. You see Fat Joe said that? Like he loves Kansas Dick?
Pause.
Rico was soft selling that Dick mention.
Rick Majerus had a famous quote during the thing. They were like during a broadcast one time in the studio. They're like, Rick, what do you think about certain players, Rudy Gay? He's like, I'm not a big gay guy. Like, well, you can find that clip. It's unbelievable.
There was a big movement on Twitter leading up to the draft for him to go to Orlando and team up with Jalen Suggs.
Oh man, that's a fucking.
They'd have had a great,
That's a visual waiting to happen.
great backcourt.
But anyway, so you look at a guy's career path.
That took me a second.
JJ Redick was an unbelievable player in college, but there was a little bit of doubt. Could he turn it over into the NBA? There was no guarantee he was going to be a lock. And if you look at his career, he struggled early before he found a way.
What was he, Magic?
I think he got drafted by the Magic.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he got drafted.
He found a way to craft his niche in the NBA and had a really long path. And if you listen to him talk, he changed the way he ate. I'm pretty sure he did like the Pilates stuff. He became like an animal, got a coat. Should he be an advisor to some of these guys? Like I look at the kid, I don't know anything about him. I watch a lot of basketball, but that kid from Santa Clara, who picked him? That I was surprised he got invited. Didn't Golden State pick him? What's his name? Brent Podomazinski. Okay? He's 6'6". But you look at a guy like him, the deck's probably stacked a little bit against him to like maybe have a massive career. Guys, maybe second rounders, whatever they are, just shooters, undersized shooters. Should JJ Redick be like an advisor to some of these guys of like how to extend your career, how to come in and do the right thing? Because he, to me, was a poster child of might not make it, might be out of the league in 3 or 4 years and like turned it on. And you look like what he may have done for, I'm not saying it all would have guaranteed, but there's been a lot of guys who've come and gone. A guy like Jimmer. You know, like now at a certain point you just can't do it. You know, or I'm trying to think of who else. I don't know, but just like a shooter that comes in and is really good and, all right, here's what you're going to do. Maybe he shows them tape, shows them what they need. This is how you're going to improve defensively. I don't know. I just thought of that. And I think JJ Redick shouldn't give up his commentating life. He's got a very good life. He's got a successful podcast. But I just wonder if maybe people should be reaching out to him of how they should do it.
I think
just
he's
kind of popped
already
in my head.
been reached out to like as coaching though. Like I think he will be. You're right. Like I think that he has somehow recently just been like the NBA guy. Like he has went from great and like he had a great career, one of the best shooters in college, and now he's like the main guy people talk about about NBA. Like Wembanyama went on his podcast, like all the big people go. I think that he'll be a coach in like a year or two. I think some team will fire.
It's a whole lifestyle change there too.
Yeah, no, 100% if he wants to. But it seems like he's still working nonstop, like where it's like he seems like he'd want that. But
Rico's point about advisors, though, like you see some agents will have other ex-major leaguers or ex-NBA guys on their staff to help with, hey, you're gonna be professional now. Here's how you carry yourself. Here's how you handle yourself on road trips. Here's some help. You know, if we need help. Some agents, obviously, coaching, you don't want to kind of, cross the streams there with the NBA team they're working with. But you do have some advisory because it's a whole lifestyle change. You guys would be a freshman in college to being on the NBA. That would completely destroy my brain.
Yeah, but it's just a different game, too, like what you think would work in college. And even what JJ Redick did in college, he came into his sophomore year, I think, out of shape, and Krzyzewski was shitting on him for that. Like, I just think he's been through a lot when you look at a guy's career like that. It's like, oh, he's been around forever, and he kind of wasn't supposed to be. So a lot of that credit I give to him of reinventing himself and
made a ton of money.
Yeah, for sure. And now, and knows how the locker room works. I don't know. I just think people should look at different guys' career paths and be like, that's somebody I might want to replicate. Yeah, how do I stay in the league? It just kind of popped in my thought. The other one that kind of jumped out was, or maybe, would you say the second biggest headline, I guess, behind Wemby was the Chris Paul Jordan Poole trade.
So I
was shocked when I saw this.
It was one of the worst. I think both teams got worse. I think the trade did nothing. I think also what I said before when we were talking about how Draymond was like talking with LeBron, he opted out. Like, I think that Jordan Poole shit was way deeper than we all think. When he got punched in the face by Draymond and how it was handled after, I think it was way deeper because they just paid Jordan Poole a bunch of money, a bunch of years, and now we're just traded him to the Wizards. Is it the Wizards? Yeah, right?
Yes.
Got traded to the Wizards. It's like, what happened? That was a guy who helped them win a championship just 2 years ago, and now we're trading for, and like, is Chris Paul? Is Chris Paul like gonna help the Warriors? I think.
Well, the thing that jumped out
down, no?
Yeah. So Jordan Poole's contract was not good, and shedding that contract, you want to kind of do everything you can, and you get Chris Paul who could still play. I just found it a little interesting that Steph Curry's still your point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Makes him so small in the.
Chris Paul's not oversized. Chris Paul's been around the block for a while. Chris Paul's also, didn't he miss part of the playoffs because he was hurt again?
Missed a lot of it, yeah.
He's always hurt. So I found that a little interesting that the Warriors would want to get older. Now, are they going to reship Paul to somebody else and go get some assets to get younger? I don't know if that's going to happen. But I originally jumped on it and said this is a loss for the Warriors, which I still kind of think it is.
I think it's a loss for both teams.
But if you can get rid of Poole's contract, that was way more valuable. So to take Chris Paul is not the worst thing in the world.
Swallow the poison pill for the year?
Yeah. I just don't know if it's going to work. Like the Warriors, I wonder if – I don't know. I really didn't like the fact that you got Steph Curry and you kind of put in a guy who plays the same position and putting it in his way.
What were you doing today?
Huh?
What finagle did you do today?
No, they had some friends who had the kid get drafted in the top 10. Shout out Taylor Hendricks, UCF. They got great people.
Oh, little UCF action. Well, I was wondering who it was.
UCF.
Powerful phone.
It shot 46% from 3 last year.
I will say that people seem very happy.
Oh, they were nice.
Very nice.
I saw a little merch happen. I was like, oh, the guy.
That's how it works.
Nice
Yeah, I think I kicked up to the big boss. They might be at UCF in a certain office.
Little tour for a merch.
Size medium. They were already in town.
I like it.
He's a guy I call for sets. He's got great sets.
That guy?
Power broker.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
No, I don't.
Best in the business.
Is that guy's on the bench?
Which guy?
He's the guy that you're giving the tour to?
Yeah.
Why, Evo? Why?
That's how you network, Marty. You got to learn.
How it works. I'm getting shamed.
You think I need to know how to network?
Well, that's right. You got to learn. They seem very happy.
That's how it works. So I think it was kind of a win for the Warriors, but not the best win. I don't love Chris Paul anymore.
No one won. It was I saw that trade. I scrolled down. I said, all right, that does nothing.
Then on the flip side, like if Curry's going to go off the ball a little bit and Paul can still get into the lane, does that open up a ton more shots for Chris Paul and
he just
I'm sorry, for Steph and
ball,
Klay Thompson on the sides?
But sometimes I still want Steph Curry to have the ball in his hand.
Does this mean Draymond's definitely coming back?
No, I don't think so at all.
It was weird. I couldn't make a lot out of it.
I don't think he'll go to the Wizards.
You got Dick's outfit. All right, so the Blazers take Scoot Henderson, who's another like undersized guard, and you got Dame Lillard in the way. Now, is it almost a certainty that the Blazers are in rebuild mode and Dame Lillard gets traded?
They basically said that he is going to take the next week to really think about what he wants to do. If I'm him, I'm getting the fuck out of there. Let Scoot be the guy. Scoot Henderson and Damian Lillard is not going to win you a championship. There's no one. That roster is not ready at all for. It's good start with Scoot and Dame, but if I'm Dame, do you want to be part of a rebuild right now? I wouldn't.
No, not if I'm Dame Lillard. I'm 33 years old. No, absolutely not.
Like he's been waiting for a team, and it's just not working.
It is sad though. He's been there so long.
It's not sad though.
It's sad.
No, because like they had a good team at one point.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, they were good. Like McCollum and him, and then who was their big Ebo?
Sorry, what was that?
Who was the Trailblazers big? Like when
Nurkic. Well, right now is Nurkic.
No,
who's not a great rim protector.
Was good. When they were like when McCollum was there.
They're like LaMarcus Aldridge.
Aldridge, like that's a good 3.
I know, but they didn't go anywhere.
That's what I'm saying. He had.
No, but that's why it's sad. He was there a long time. He's going to leave. That's sad. When a guy who's been with the team for 10 years leaves, that's sad. It's sad for the city. It's sad for him. It sucks.
I think he should leave.
He probably should.
The roster they have around him is one of the worst in the NBA.
Yeah,
so bad. You want to take a call?
Yeah, you can take a call.
Cheney. What's going on, Cheney?
Hey, how you guys doing?
How you doing?
Hey, pretty good. First off, I just wanted to say Grady Dick's outfit was questionable at best. He looked like an Assassin's Creed villain mixed with like what was I saying? Like some sort of Aryan presence. It was not great. It's like I think these kids, they get a lot of money and then they want to look nice for the draft, obviously. But I think that they look at like the Met Gala or these weird fashion senses. I don't know. It just wasn't great. The other thing I wanted to touch on real quick was Prez tweeted this morning. He said something about how he's like the only guy in America that thinks Victor Wembanyama might get hurt. I think he's like the only guy in America that thinks he's the only guy in America that thinks Victor Wembanyama might get hurt. Isn't that like the sole concern with Victor Wembanyama?
Yeah, I would say that a lot of people probably think he's going to get hurt for sure.
Yeah.
Well, like, it's because he's so tall and lengthy. Like, everyone knows he's going to be good. Like, the talent always transfers. Like, people pretending like the talent doesn't transfer, it always transfers. But I just thought that was a little interesting because
Yeah, no, I think that everyone thinks he's probably going to get hurt.
Not me. I'm 43. I've never broken a bone.
You also went on a rant like yesterday that you were disrespected and you're just because you're skinny, you're going to be good at roof ball, and you came in last.
I choose to focus on the future, not the past, Marty. I don't live in the past like you.
I'd go out on a limb and say you didn't play against world-class athletes in a lot of things either.
No. I did play baseball until high school, but I spent a lot of time on the bench. That's true.
So there you go. So that's that.
Never broken a bone, though.
The other thing that it was pretty evident if you follow the NBA, you follow basketball in general, but the big man is dead.
And that upsets me. I get upset.
Well, I should say the traditional big man. It's hard to say that when Wembanyama goes one, but
he's not a big. That's not a big man.
The big man that we know and love
right,
is gone.
Yeah. So
Sonogo didn't one just win the title this year?
Yeah, he didn't get drafted.
Sonogo,
that's a great point.
Sheboy, and Drew Timme, all the probably three best big men in college, undrafted, all three of them.
But
the traditional backup center, slow feet, it's just not. It's not going to make it happen.
Shaq model.
Yes.
Yeah, like they all three of those cannot go up to the 3-point line and shoot over 30%.
I don't think Sheboy can play in the NBA.
No, he's just because he can rebound.
I think Sonogo can find a spot, but a guy I think gives you good looks and should be on a roster for a while as long as he can stay. And I don't know about this. I think Drew Timme has a spot on a roster somewhere.
I think he's a little too small. Like Sheboy and Sonogo are way taller than him, and Drew Timme's a smart basketball guy. Like
that's
IQ
where I think you can
good.
Scout against a post passer. You can now I don't know how intense NBA practices are, but
right now
I think Drew Timme could find his way into the league.
Who's a couple
as a backup for a long period of time,
traditional centers right now? You got
Embiid, kinda.
Yeah.
Embiid, but he's shooting kind of threes. Guy in the Heat, fucking Adebayo. He doesn't shoot ever. He shoots mid range. Like DeAndre Jordan doesn't play much anymore. Like there's a lot of guys you can barely name actual centers anymore. Last night I know Derek Lively he was a center, but he's a freshman. And he could also shoot the three a little bit. But
he didn't shoot it well last year.
No, he didn't. But it's crazy that centers would usually go top three.
Right.
I have a hypothetical for you guys, for both of you. Let's say someone moneyballed this and said, "I'm going to get Patrick Ewing. I'm going to get two giant forwards. I'm going to go big, old school 1990s big." Does that team have a chance, or they just get run off the court?
There's a lot of factors that go into it. I mean, you do still need guards to control. Like, if you told me you had horrific guards.
No, you have normal guards, like back in the 90s.
You have a competitive roster and you do go big? I don't think so.
No,
I think the speed can get you.
I don't think
that those guys can play. Yeah, I think the game eventually turns into an up and down, no matter how much you want to slow it down. Now, in college, you can still kind of go big and be slow. And that's why the Big Ten, like you saw it with Purdue. Purdue was the best team in the country. They were number one seed for the regular season. And obviously they got clipped, in a game that they probably shouldn't have lost. But FDU just went and got them because they changed the speeds. So in college you can have success for a long term, but in the NBA, no, I don't think so. I just think it's the way I think the matchup problems. I think everybody can guard each other now. You can get caught out on the wing, and that guy's going to blow by you. It's a very free-flowing.
Yeah.
Zach Edey last year was the best player in college basketball. One of the best seasons there's been in quite some time. He went back to college because I don't think he would have gotten drafted. And I honestly, it's a joke, but he's taller than everybody in college. He just can't do much besides back down, and he's a good rim protector, but he's too slow. And for the NBA, it's sad. I like the Shaqs. I like those type of players.
Patrick Ewing. I like that too. I like that style NBA better.
Dwight Howard was awesome to watch. You want to take these calls? We have a bunch.
Yeah, you know what? First, let me tell you about NASCAR. So we got the upcoming race, the Ally
Yep.
400, the Ally 400, Nashville Super Speedway, June 25th. That's Sunday?
I believe so.
Sunday, 7 o'clock, NBC, Parker McCollum pre-race concert, guitars and fast cars under the lights in the Music City. Will and Taylor from Bustin' with the Boys will be honorary race officials for the race. And the new Barstool Bar in Nashville will open to race fans all weekend. Come hang with Barstool Talent 7 and 9 tonight and Saturday 6 to 9 tomorrow night. 2023 is the 75th anniversary of NASCAR. Coming up, NASCAR's first ever street race in Chicago, July 2nd, 5:30. I'm sure Spider will be out there for that. Nashville, 6:25, 7 o'clock on NBC. Yeah, go ahead, Marty. Fire that.
All right, let's do it.
Barstool Bar this weekend opening. too,
Yep,
in Nashville.
open it up.
Yeah,
Massive.
get the Barstool Bar.
A bunch of people are going there.
Jackie Tables.
He's not making. He didn't make the list
He didn't make the
somehow.
list?
No.
He's right here.
I think he's running. Yeah, I think he's running social. He'll find his way down there.
Joe, what's going on, Joe?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, how are you? Good. So I got a question. If y'all were placing a bet, who plays more games this year? Victor Wembanyama, Zion Williamson, or John Morant?
Well, we're obviously minus 25 from Ja.
Which makes you really – he's still going to miss 10 games. I think he's at 50. So, all right, so 80 – I'm putting 82 minus, let's say – so now John Morant's at 52 healthy.
57.
What did I say?
52.
He's going to miss how many? 25?
Yeah.
And 10 more, 35.
Okay.
Why is it there?
I think because it's just load management, rest, back-to-backs. I just think he's missing 10 regard. There's no way.
So 47
Now
for
he's
John.
down to 47.
47, completely. I think 25 minus plus 30, 82. What is that, 47? So that's 47 completely healthy, and then give me like 5 more, injury, whatever. So he's at like, I don't know, 42. Wembanyama, I think, is going to play. I think he makes it through. I know they're going to load management him probably a little bit, which is weird. I think he gets through. I probably put him at the most. And Zion, I don't know.
I think Zion plays this year.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd go Wemby, Zion, Ja.
I would have said that last year, though, about him.
Or no, I'd go Webby. I'd put it this way. The safest for me, Ja the lowest. Ja the lowest. That's
all right,
the one
so
I'm
it would
most
go
confident.
Wemby,
I agree with that.
Zion,
Yeah,
Ja.
right. But I'm also not confident in Zion.
I think Zion has, like, after this whole offseason, everything happening, he needs to play.
Where will he play? Will he be a Pelican?
Yeah, he'll be a Pelican. He'll be a Pelican. He just needs to play and let him go. A question I want to ask you guys: do the Spurs make the playoffs?
I think it'd be nice if they did. Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they can make it.
I think they need to make another. What's the next move? What's the next chess piece?
I don't think they do.
So this is it.
Be a hell of a move if they went and got Dame.
They should get somebody else. I'm not saying
I think they need somebody else to get.
But if this is the roster that they have, I don't think they make the playoffs.
I agree.
Like, I don't know if Wembanyama is that, like, is he
Impactful?
taking that time? Like, he is that impactful, but, like, I don't know. That roster. I don't even know who else. I couldn't even tell you who's the starting 5 on that team. I have no idea.
Me either.
Jeremy Sochan from Baylor.
Yeah.
Keldon Johnson,
Yeah.
Trey Jones. Plays
It's not a great. It's not a great roster, but there was one more other thing from the draft too. I blogged it. I don't know if it's up. Keontae Johnson getting picked 50th.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you familiar with this story?
I'm not.
He's the kid who collapsed on the court in Florida during COVID, December 2020.
Okay.
Had that weird thing. They don't know what's going on. Keep doing tests. It's like spotty what's going on. 3 days later, he like FaceTimes with his team. Sits out that entire season. Sits out the next entire season, still trying to figure out what's going on. He played one game. I don't even say played. He dressed for his senior day.
Okay.
At Florida. In the last game, they put him out there. They get the ball. They call timeout. He was out there for 5 seconds. He transfers to Kansas State. He's on the team with Marquise Noel. They make the Elite Eight run. Has an unbelievable season. Now, when he got hurt, it wasn't like where it sucks is he wasn't just another college kid. He was a preseason player of the year in the SEC. So, like, he was supposed to do great things. Goes to Kansas State, does all of that. After waiting it out with the doctors, I interviewed him the whole time. Like, how did you balance, like, the fact that you were able to play but balancing people smarter than you's advice? You know, like, you can play and you're okay, but you have to wait for the doctors. He's like, yeah, it's a tough thing. They're a great story. Noel, obviously, like, one Division I offer. Tang waited 18 years. Like, Kansas State takes the world by storm. He gets to hear his name called in the NBA draft. And of course, it's the same thing. They were worried he snuck in. He was one of the last 8 to 10 picks. They snuck in because they didn't know about that medical condition too. So it's still going to go. So to see him get in there and hopefully put on an NBA he'll be on a roster, get to play even just one game is an awesome story. That was, you would be like, why do I care about the 50th thing? Like, if you watch the kid and you hear how he talks and all he went through, it was an awesome story. And there's not a lot of those, I feel like, in the NBA draft. I feel like there's more in baseball's too many. You don't know a lot of those. But the NFL, you've seen, this guy came back from this. And
we have
the NFL, I feel like, has the most, but the NBA has some good moments, and that was a really, really good moment. So
it was awesome
for Keontae to get in there.
Let's go with Steve. What's going on, Steve?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good. What's up?
Hey, I just wanted to ask you guys a question about, are you guys worried about, Wembanyama's, statue? Because, Chet Holmgren and, what's his name? Oh, Porzingis, they had, the same kind of body type. And the same question I'm going to ask Clemmer, why are GMs, willing to risk their whole entire future? Jacob deGrom, for example, the Rangers knew he was going to get injured. So I was just kind of figuring out why are GMs doing this? I know Wembanyama is going to be a good player, but he kind of has the same beanpole injury type of vibe. But I don't know. Just a question.
I'll give one quick take on that. What kind of car you like, Steve?
I hung up.
Oh, if you have the opportunity, if somebody says I could get you a deal on a used Ferrari, and there might be some you might have to deal with the maintenance. But man, it's a Ferrari. When DeGrom's good, he's a Ferrari.
Yeah,
people are willing to take that
100%.
And people take more risks.
That's the human element, just how it is.
The Rangers lost 94 games last year. The Rangers were in a position where they had to overpay for certain guys. They had to they wanted to go in there and change the culture to a winning one. They've done that without DeGrom. The Rangers are awesome. The Rangers are a very good team. They're going to make the playoffs this year. They'd be so much better with DeGrom. So the caller's right. It was a risk they didn't need to take. They shouldn't have taken it. Obviously, they have regret now. But you can understand why they did it.
I don't think they have regret. I think
they should.
I think that I know he gets hurt, but I think Rico's right where you have a chance to sign when DeGrom is healthy, he's the best pitcher in the MLB.
But they're still in first place without him.
Right. Without him.
They obviously had
he's not going to pitch, so he's going to make 6 starts in 2 years because he's not going to pitch next year.
No, I get it.
That's not what you paid $80 million for that?
I think a team with the Rangers, take it them taking a chance on, obviously you have regret because he's not playing, but I don't know. I think as a team like that, you take that chance no matter what.
I don't think you do.
Oh, no. The way it turned out, it's 100% a regret. But you also could tell yourself as the Rangers we're going to win 90 games this year. Imagine if we did have DeGrom.
That's what I'm saying.
That was the piece that would have put us over the edge. So
and getting DeGrom,
to sell your fans, hey, you paid $80 million for DeGrom, you didn't get anything. It's but imagine if we did have him, we were showing you we were in a position to go win a World Series.
It also might help them sign.
If we knew we were one step away, you got to do that.
That's another thing as well.
They signed Eovaldi after DeGrom. Does Eovaldi go to Texas without DeGrom?
Probably not.
So, you kind of look back the Mets went and got Pedro Martinez after the 2004 season. And that helped them get guys for 2006. I know they only went to the LCS, but a lot of those guys came because of Pedro. Sometimes you need that one guy, 83 Mets with Keith Hernandez. You need that one guy to go in there and change the culture.
Yeah, because it shows that you're trying to win.
Yes.
It just shows that, and that's why I think it's not a regret because, obviously you can't – I hate when people say that too. It's you knew he was going to get hurt. It's you don't.
No, you don't.
You don't. Everyone says that. Also Wembanyama – he hasn't gotten hurt yet.
No.
And he played a full season in a professional league. So just the risk is so worth what the reward could be.
There's also a lot of freak injuries too, when Durant blew his
you can't control
in the finals
everything.
when he got hurt in the finals.
Right.
Take a chance.
Durant's been unbelievable, so it is what it is. Wait, what was the one I wanted to ask? Oh, should the Angels look at trading Ohtani? All right, so here's how I look at it. There's 6 games out of the division. In terms of the wild card, they're still in it.
Right.
They're a half game out of the wild card, okay? They're going to make a run at the playoffs for the first time in a long time. You have Trout. How could you get rid of him? But if you know that money is burning or that asset is burning a hole in your pocket, which Ohtani probably is, do we think he's going to sign long-term in L.A.?
I don't know.
Because if you don't – if you even have 20% of a doubt, you kind of got to trade him because I still don't think you can win the World Series. And then he goes for nothing. You get nothing away from that. And now at the trade deadline, you look at a team like the Mets who are desperate, who that's where he's going to go anyway. You can fleece them for a boatload of assets. I looked at the Ohtani trade. They had 3 different times. The beginning of last year, last year's deadline.
And beginning of this year.
Or, well, three of the most recent of the 4. So the trade deadline last year, the offseason this year, and now this trade deadline. I think at this trade deadline, you get the least. I thought at last year's trade deadline, you got the most. And this offseason, you got a decent amount. So if they do trade him now, they fucked it up in the sense that they will get the least. But the fourth option out there is you don't trade him, and he walks, and you get nothing, which makes everything look bad. Like
but
that's
if you
the worst
trade him,
possible.
Rico, if you trade him, he's gone. He's not coming back.
But what percentage?
That door is closed.
What percentage do we think he's coming back anyway?
There's a chance.
But also, why do you think that they'll get not much for it? They'll get a shit ton.
They wouldn't have got as much as they would have a year ago.
He'll be the most much because because
it's a rental. I know
because I know you have to trade him.
100%. But I still think they'll get a shit ton. But
they will get a shit ton. But there's no chance they would have got as much in this offseason or last trade.
If they don't trade him,
tell me last year the Mets could have made a run, or whatever. Like last trade deadline, you're getting him for a year and a half. That's not a rental. That's we have 2 shots to go win a World Series.
You probably get major league talent back.
If the Mets don't sign him, that was worth it because we had 2 shots at a World Series.
This year, he's probably the most expensive rental, and he would be the most expensive rental in history of baseball. You're probably giving up 3 or 4 top 10 prospects.
Yeah, but I think the team that's trading him can bluff on the phone too and be like, yeah, he's worth 3 or 4 prospects, but what are you going to do? Let him walk? Like we'll just sign him in the offseason.
Then the Angels say, I'll just call another team then.
I know, but
also
every team could use him. That's the thing. He's a pitcher, and every team can use him.
But also, if they don't trade him, they expect him to come back. Like they're definitely talking to him. They're definitely.
We think he's definitely coming back.
No, not definitely at all.
No, not at all. I'm just saying that's their thinking if they don't trade him. But
I mean, you start looking at the money he's going to get. He's going to get $50 million a year.
Right. I do think of all the teams, the Mets will just outbid him.
I was pressing. I got yelled at by Zal.
I think that is the thing with Cohen. I think Cohen will outbid him.
Oh God!
Well, I think Cohen will outbid everybody. But
that doesn't mean he's not going to come here. He doesn't want to come to any.
No, we don't know.
All right, hold on. In all fairness, he does have a no trade clause with every team except the Mets.
But we do know he doesn't want to come to like his main thing when he first.
Anything.
Okay, let me finish. When he first came in, he said he doesn't want to play in New York. That is a fucking fact.
But then he did put a no trade clause.
That is something that
he did put a no trade clause to every team except the Mets.
Okay, but that is also something that is a fact that he doesn't want to play in New York. And maybe the Mets, but I don't think he comes over here.
I have no idea what he's going to do. And money speaks a lot of volumes. Someone offers him $60 million a year. You at some point $600 million deal over 10 years. You can't say no to that at some point. At some point, the money speaks so many volumes, and that's where the Angels might be kind of fucked here.
But isn't
to
every
Rico's
team
point, maybe
gonna
that's
pay
why
him
they
that?
should explore a trade.
I don't think you think the A's can afford that.
Like
not every team,
but
can
like
pay him.
not the A's, but like all these other teams, like every good team, every team like the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Mets, the
Phillies.
Yeah.
No, I think there's
like,
some teams
these
who
teams
squirm.
are gonna pay him $50 million.
There's some teams who will squirm at spending that type of money.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
They've never done it before. The Pirates
top,
won't do it.
Royals.
The Royals won't do it. The Rockies won't do it.
You know who will do it? Like
Mariners might not do it.
Giants would do it. Like someone like that would do it. Like these other teams, there's about 10 teams that will definitely do it.
Rays won't do it, I don't think.
No, the Rays won't.
The Rays won't, but there's a lot of other teams.
Would the Orioles do it, Ebo?
It depends what Angelo's brother is.
Ebo,
It depends on what Angelo's brother. One Angelo's brother wants to just worry about Paul McCartney concerts, and the other guy is like, let's go win some baseball games. So whoever wins that feud.
Hey, Ebo, the Orioles haven't spent.
Miguel Tejada. We got
Okay,
Miguel
that was
Tejada.
What year was that? 2003?
2005.
But let me ask you a question.
How old were you then? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they don't spend money.
Let me ask you a question though.
Sorry.
I know they don't spend money.
Things are changing.
Listen, they don't spend money, right?
They spend money last time.
But if Shohei Ohtani goes to you is like, hey, I will come here, do they pay it still or do they still don't? Like if they know that he will come.
Ohtani's like, I want to go to the Orioles?
If they're talking to him, they're like, listen, if he's like, I will.
I love Baltimore?
If the Orioles
he doesn't fucking know anything.
If the Orioles paid Ohtani $50 million a year, they still wouldn't be in the top 20 in payroll.
Right.
What about the Rays? Because they don't spend money either.
No chance.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't think the Rays will do it. There's certain franchises fundamentally do not, like, they, no matter who it is. It could be Babe Ruth reincarnated. They're not going to spend $50 million a year. That's how it goes.
Right. It's exactly right.
No, I know that,
Accurate.
but there's also 10 teams that definitely will.
Right. There's going to be a bidding war for him. There's no question.
And
There are
that's
10
why
Yankees, list the 10. I think it might be less. Yankees, Red Sox.
You can say the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays
spend
for
money.
sure.
Maybe.
Blue
They're a
Jays
huge
play.
media
Would you put the
market.
Rangers and Astros on there?
Absolutely.
Have to.
Rangers, Astros. I guess you have to put the Angels because they do want to
absolutely,
re-sign them.
Angels.
So that's 6. I don't know if the Braves can. I
No,
think
the
they
Braves
would.
don't.
Braves won't.
The Braves don't do that.
Right, but they have so many guys tied up. Miami,
No.
You're forgetting the number 1 Japanese market in baseball.
Seattle.
They would spend.
They would spend.
all right. So I didn't put Seattle. Seattle, the Mets. That's 8. Philly, 9.
Phillies, yeah.
Cincy, no. Brewers, no. Cubs, maybe.
The Cubs, no, they
Cubs
will.
would.
The Cubs
10.
have made
Cardinals, probably not.
What about the White Sox?
No.
the biggest
Arizona,
contract they've ever spent
no.
is $75 million for
Giants and
ever.
Dodgers. I don't know if the Padres will do it. That's like 12. Yeah, okay.
Well, Padres, like, they
I didn't think it was going to be that many.
Padres are already over the luxury tax. They might just take
They might as well keep going. Yeah, there's a lot of teams that, and those are all the teams that you want to go to
Right.
too.
Yeah.
No, I think there'll be 10 teams fighting for him. He's gonna get $50 million. Does he get 60? Is the only question.
Yes. No,
But to Rico's point, the intelligent move is to trade him. The right move is to trade him. But God damn it, I don't know if you can do that.
is it the right move if you're trying to get him, if you want him back?
I think even if you have any doubt, you
I
got
think if any doubt, you have to move. But they're not going to. We know this, right?
Yeah, no, he's
They
not.
would have moved him last year. So we know they're not gonna trade him. The Angels have to do everything they can to keep him. The only way to keep him, if anything, the Angels should get more players, like make moves at the deadline to make the team better. Because the only way they can get him is if they can point to me like, we're a playoff team now, Shohei, come back.
Yeah.
If they go 84-78 and miss the playoffs, he's gonna walk.
Let's finish these calls.
Yeah,
real
fire those up. We'll get to picks.
Brendan, what's going on? Brendan, you there?
What's up, boys? How we doing?
What's up?
I love the Sox today, gentlemen. I know, Marty, you're familiar with them last week after the beatdown that we put on them. So give me the Red Sox tonight. I think the under in the Sox is parlayed plus 250. So give me that. Brian Bell on the bump.
You're definitely
I
not
really
from
like
Boston.
I love him.
All right. He loves Boston.
Sox.
He loves Sox.
Lance Lynn's pitching that Saturday game. That's the second game of that series against the Red Sox. He struck out 16 guys his last appearance, but he's been terrible this year.
He's a fab
It's like such an impossible game to get a handle on. Is that Saturday game?
I walked past Lance Lynn last year or 2 years ago whenever I was on Barstool Sports America. He was on my flight, sitting economy with his family. Nice to see that. Sam, what's going on?
Lance Lynn cheap.
Yeah, I was calling. How long do you guys usually take to bet against or for a winning or losing streak? Like tonight with the Pirates and the Reds. Yeah, they're both going opposite directions, but decent lines on both of those games.
It's very rare I catch myself in the beginning of a win streak, which I kind of am in the Reds. I haven't bet all of them, but I've bet them I think like 4 times in that stretch, or 3 or 4 times at least. I don't ever really want to be on the end of when it gets big enough that it's of significance.
I'm always on the side of
be around that.
betting
like,
against.
oh, they've won 11 in a row. I don't want to bet the 12th game. I just stay away.
I'm always on the
Same
side.
with the losses. Like you can, and that's either way. I don't want to bet the Pirates and be like tonight they bump it, or tonight they stop the skid, or I don't want to be on the side where it's like the Pirates are going to lose again automatically, and you're laying big with that.
I want to know why.
I just try to stay away from the skids.
I want to know why they've won or lost. So, like the Pirates, right? Like, why? So, look at the Pythagorean win-loss. Look at those records. How many runs are they giving up? How many runs are they getting? So, the Pirates, going into yesterday's game, had scored 5 runs in the last 5 games. Brian Reynolds out, right? So that felt like, all right, that streak's probably going to continue. The A's are so bad, those streaks are going to continue. The Reds, they've won a bunch in a row, but how are they winning those? Who are they playing against? So I try to look at strength of schedule, a number of different factors to see if that streak is real or if it's going to end. That's how I look at it.
I usually just bet the other team and then they'll go on a 20-game winning streak, and I'll stay with it. What was it, the Guardians or back then the Indians when they had like a 20 or 18?
Yeah.
I got on around 12 and kept betting against them.
That's not bad.
No, I was betting against them.
Oh, okay.
So it was bad. Connor, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. I don't want to beat this Wembanyama injury possibility thing to death, but let's just say hypothetically there's a futures bet where you can either take the Spurs winning a playoff game, not a series, a game, or Wembanyama going on long-term injured list. Which bet would you take? It's just it doesn't make sense to me that he doesn't have the build of an Embiid or an AD yet. I don't think he's going to get there. I don't think he's going to be playing more like a Durant. I think he'll be in the paint more. So I mean the risks to me of him getting hurt versus winning a playoff game right away are pretty lopsided. Plus, I mean, I know he played pro ball over there, but I mean, it's up to you guys. I feel like pro ball over there is probably like maybe mid double A ball here. I'm just interested to hear your thoughts.
I don't know if it's mid double A ball here. I don't know. I'm not very well rounded in the French basketball league, but I don't know. Everyone is going to speculate of him getting hurt and shit, but like what I don't know. Wait.
You know what I like that he played in France? He played against adults. He didn't play against college. He played against grown men, like bigger guys.
That's why everyone
he
says
didn't get hurt.
These European guys are always like Jokic or whatever. Like any of these people are fucking bulls. They don't get hurt. I don't know. It's so hard to speculate if someone's going to get hurt. I just rather, and I don't think he's going to be in the paint all the time because that's why he's so different, because he's fucking doing everything. Christian.
Hey guys, rough night. I'm originally from North Carolina, so really rough night. You know, taking Brandon Miller, who I think is Michael Kidd-Gilchrist 2.0, and I'm from Winston.
A lot of Charlotte fans booing him.
Yeah, they hate
it. The mascot, right?
But what do you know about Scoot that like you're judging off of?
People think Scoot's fucking legit.
I don't know. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
All right. Anyway. Yeah, also being from Winston-Salem, seeing Wake Forest get walked off like that was a rough one there. So
that was an unbelievable game last night. That was a very good game.
Great pitchers duel, but I was just getting your takes on college baseball. Who you got with LSU versus Florida coming up?
Oh, LSU's gonna win. This is a LSU written all over it.
What's the format? Is it 2 out of 3 now, or is it just winner? That's
2
it.
out of 3.
Yes, first of 2 wins.
2 out of 2.
Skeens could be available for game 3.
Got it. So it is interesting to me that they've played 120 of these games in college baseball, and it comes down to 2 SEC teams. To me, it's just I always laugh at that. The same you've seen it. You can see it in college football. You can see it in college basketball. Like it's not above it. I'm not judging the system, but it is interesting. After 120 games, you got LSU, Florida, who's in their own conference.
Isn't this going to be a 30 in a row an SEC team wins?
Yeah, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. And then one of these two.
I mean, LSU. It seems like an LSU home game. It seems like everyone from LSU is at these games.
Oh, I was just out there. It's all LSU.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you see that with the shots record too.
Well, that was just Todd Graves. Yeah. Let's take one more call before we take our picks. Freddie.
Yo, boys, you hear me?
Yep. What's up?
What's going on? Hey, man, slow day at work. Me and my colleague were sitting here watching the show, and I'm a huge rider. So, I saw Rico's got a shirt on, and we were talking. I was telling my buddy that, Rico used to play ball. And then he was like, listen, dude, if Marty and Rico lined up on the football field, that Marty would absolutely toast them running routes.
That's a fact.
I was
Accurate.
like, dude.
I told you about my 40 time. I broke 5 seconds one time my junior year, and the guy goes, "It must be broken."
You broke
a lot of zone
once.
A lot of zone coverages. I was the guy who knew what they were going to run. We had all the hot calls.
You're an IQ guy.
Studied the tape. I was an IQ guy. I knew to put myself in a position. But yeah, one of my best friends. He was my groomsman in my wedding. He's going to go in the Hall of Fame he played 3 years as a wide receiver, but he broke records as a freshman too, which goes to show you how, at a running back, which goes to show you how good he was. Anytime we were in the 2-minute drill and he was ISO'd out, he'd start going, mismatch. I'm like, and he's rightfully so. I can't stay with anybody on a run. Can't stay with anybody. So, and Marty's length, I don't jump as high as I used to. I would have to try to body you. You get contact as long as the ball's not in the air. I'd have to do some illegal shit to try to get out from the end zone.
I like that. It's a truthful answer.
We'll say, yeah.
All right, let's do our picks. We're good on this. What, you saw Dave and his?
Oh, no, I didn't know. Yeah, Travis just ran out, so that's all. Go ahead.
No,
What do you got?
I got Yankees. They got smoked yesterday. IKF, though, did strike somebody out 1-2-3 inning and hit a home run. Tigers money line, Pirates money line, and Phillies money line. I could not take the Mets today.
I'm going real simple. I'm going the Orioles and the Rangers. Two hot teams. I like where they're at, so we're gonna go with that.
Yeah, pick of the day is Zach Eflin, plus 17.5 outs. He's thrown 6 or more innings. Over 17.5 outs. He's thrown 6 or more innings, 8 of his last 9 starts. Blue Jays money line, they're playing the A's. Chris Bassett on the mound. Blue Jays, I believe, are 19-11 at home, 19-13 at home maybe. And Bassett has an ERA of 3 runs lower at home. That's a 116 parlay. Reds, Braves, under 11. Sharver Smith is pitching for the Braves. He's a fine pitcher. There's no reason this over-under should be 11. And then I have San Diego minus 1.5. Padres have a pitching mismatch here. They got Snell on the hill. This should be an easy win for them, I think.
Yeah, so obviously I'm on board with the Reds. I did think that over was a little high. What are the Cubs for real? Are the Cubs the next team that's going to make a run in this Central? Like, I see a lot of movement in that division. Yeah. We've already seen it. The Pirates are 4th now.
The Pirates have lost 10 in a row now.
Right, the Pirates are 4th. They were in it a week ago, so the Brewers can move down. I think the Reds can move. You're also going to have the Brewers and Reds beating up on each other around 4th of July in the break. They had 9 games against each other in that next couple of weeks.
Could the Cubs sneak in there?
Well, just in general, the Cubs are 3.5 out. That's way better than where the Reds were when I placed that bet.
Yeah.
Can the Cubs steal that division? Are the Cubs for real?
Talent. They have the best pitcher in the division in Stroman. The question is, are the Cubs going to keep Stroman? Are they going to trade him at the deadline?
I don't know if you can. If a team like the Cubs is in a race, you're going to make a move.
But if you don't trade him, he's going to walk away. He has the option. He'll walk away, and you'll get nothing for him.
They only signed him for 1 year?
No, it was he has the player option out, and he's having a Cy Young type season. Like,
I know he's playing.
So, he's going to walk.
Okay.
So, what do you do? Same kind of thing with the Angels. It's like a do-or-die situation.
Yeah, I get it. So,
hey, watch Scumbag Golf today. Comes out 2 o'clock. World of T-shirts.
All right, that's Pick Central. Yak up next. Enjoy the weekend.